Hi guys, Annie Mae here. Welcome back to the channel. So it's time to talk numbers. I decided at the beginning of the year that I didn't want to do monthly updates on my inventory. I only wanted to really go through it quarterly because I really want to kind of focus and hone in what I'm doing. Sorry, pulling my leg up into the seat with me. So that's what I've done. It's only March 22nd. You guys will see this in a couple of days, which is early. I wanted to do it at the beginning of April, but I have some other videos that I want to film at the beginning of April. So this is just a timing. There's a big enough difference with a lot of my inventory, and I just wanted to go ahead and sit down and update my spreadsheet because I'm a crazy person. So I have it all printed out, freshly printed. I keep it in a little like notebook here to kind of go through everything, and I kind of jot everything down and monitor it there, and I update it on the spreadsheets itself. So I wanted to go ahead and go over the numbers for this. We'll start off by going over the goals that I had for my inventory. I wanted to do quarterly updates. I wanted to make sure that my budget was $50 a month or less and no more than $600 for the year. So if I didn't spend any in a certain month, I could spend that in the following month, which I've done. I'm at actually $135 spent for the year, $135.43. And at this point in March, I could have spent $150 total. A lot of it was in the month of March. With the $135, it actually brought in a value of $213.55 because I felt like that was important to me. Granted, I spent $135.43. How much value am I actually bringing in? That's $213.55 because I feel like it's important to keep track of how much you're spending, but I always make sure that I'm doing sales and using coupons and buy one, get ones and stuff like that. So I feel like that's important to me personally. I wanted to save my Ulta points that transfer into money for the end of the year, which I did not do. I broke that, I believe, in January. I spent $5 because I used my Ulta points and got an order of stuff. So I messed up on that one. I am rebuilding though. I plan on not using those points until the end of the year again. And I had a no buy for January and February. That didn't work, obviously. $5.10 was January 28th when I gave in on that. And then the rest of my money was spent in March because it's my birthday. So there's that. I did do a decent amount of progress, I feel, on my inventory here. So I am going to tell you what the numbers are, and then I'm also able to show you, because I didn't like the way I did it last year where I wasn't able to see how much I used up like in a spreadsheet. So I actually keep track now of all the products I've used up, and then I also keep track if I declutter anything. So I've got what I've used up and then what I've decluttered. It's all on the spreadsheet here, and then the little yellow tabs, if you're wondering, are the things that I'm supposed to use up for my project Use Up 2017, which I want to do a quarterly update for that, so I'll probably do that in another video. Don't feel like doing it today. This is video number 3 for the day, but I wanted to go ahead and do these numbers because I was kind of excited for it. Okay, so for the primers, I went from 5 face primers to 5 face primers now. I used up a bunch of the samples that came in, like all the samples that came in, I kind of used up. I don't count those in my actual inventory. Any of the little foil packets and stuff, I don't count it. And I did use up the Maybelline Baby Skin, but I also got a Too Faced Hangover RX, so it kind of like canceled each other out. For eye primers, I had 5 in the beginning and I have 5 now. I used up a sample, but I received a free one from Ulta, which was a full size, so that kind of canceled themselves out there. For concealers, I went from having... or for setting spray, sorry, I went from having 2 to having 1. I just have the big bottle of the Urban Decay now. Concealers, I went from 4 to 6. I didn't really use any up, but I ended up bringing some in. I got the Wet n Wild one and then an Urban Decay skin one. Then for foundations, I went from 9 to 8, which is good. I went powders from 12 powders to 12 powders. The bronzers, I went from 23 bronzers to 20. Those were all actually decluttered bronzers. Sorry that I'm like looking down the whole time. I apologize if you feel that's rude. And then for blushes, I went from 26 to 23. Again, those were all declutters. I believe they were both like bronzer blush duos that Haley ended up nabbing from my collection. So they just got decluttered out. For the highlights, I went from 21 highlights to 28 because I got a palette and I got the a Wet n Wild one of their new ones. So that's where that came from. And then for palettes, for eyeshadow palettes, I went from 21 to 21. I actually decluttered 2 though. Haley got 2 of them, but then Bradley got me 2 for my birthday or for Valentine's Day. So that kind of canceled each other out there. I had 55 eyeshadows as far as singles, quads, duos, stuff like that. And I'm down to 52. I actually decluttered a couple. One went to Haley and then one I just wasn't a fan of. Which brings my individual count of eyeshadows from 378 actually up to 384 because some of those were palettes that actually brought in. My liners went from 14 to 13. That's actually one that I used up. My mascara went from 4 to 3, where I've used up 2 and 1 has come in. It was a free sample. Then the brows stayed the same. I still have 6 products, still working on trying to finish up one of those. My lip products went from 81 to 78. Now, that's my thing. That's why I wanted to keep track of how much I'm decluttering, how much is being brought in, how much is being used up, because that looks like I only used up 3 lip products, right? Well, actually, I ended up using a total of 4 lip products. 2 were actually given to me by Haley that I used up, and then 2 were existing ones that I had. I also decluttered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lip products that I wasn't a fan of, or like I got a little sample of the Too Faced Sweet Peach, and I'm just not interested in it. So it all is getting counted now, which I really, really like, which is still good. My lip collection needs to come down. And then my nails stuff went from 37 to 33. I used up 2 and decluttered 2 items. And my perfume, I think, is my most impressive. Like, it doesn't look impressive there. Like, it's went from 10 perfumes to 8. So I only went down by 2. And I count my perfumes. They have to be an actual, like, roller ball or an actual bottle of perfume. I no longer count, like, the little vials or anything. But if you look at this, these are all the perfumes that I've used. So I used a full bottle and a roller ball. That's why it looks like it only went down by 2. And then I used a total of 19 perfume samples that I've used in the past few months. So I feel like that's really great progress, really great work. I'm enjoying it. The value of my item total, I went from 335 items down to 322. So overall, I'm doing great with my collection. I'm bringing it back down, which is good to me. That's what, 13 products in the matter of months. That's great. My cruelty-free item, my non-cruelty-free item count went from 21 items down to 16, which is also good to me. I'm so close to getting everything pushed out. That is my goal this year, is to get all of the cruelty makeup pushed out of my collection. And my collection total went from $3,114.47 up to $3,141.21 because the things that I'm bringing in are more valuable, obviously, and I'm using things that aren't as valuable. I used a total, or I brought in $135.43, which was actually worth $213.55. For the first quarter, I used up $402.56 of makeup, and I decluttered $110.17. So I'm really happy that I've used a large amount up. I think my numbers are really great. I mean, I've used up $402 worth of product and only brought in $135. I think that's amazing. That's how much I've spent. And then I do like the fact that I'm still decluttering here and there. And I like that. It's a good thing. But I really like the fact that I've used up $400 worth of makeup versus only decluttering $110. So it shows to me that I'm finding what I really like, and I'm not... To me, decluttering is a good thing. It's clearing your collection of things that kind of bog you down, that you don't really like. But it also can be seen kind of as a waste of money. Like I spent my money on it and now I'm just giving it away or throwing it away, and it kind of sucks. So I like that I'm still getting rid of things, but it's not nearly as much as what I'm actually using up. So I think that's great. I hope that I have just as much progress next month or the next quarter. I think that would be great to use up another $400 worth of stuff. I may actually challenge myself. I think I've got a good progress going on quite a few things right now. So I feel like I could probably push myself to use up $600 worth and have a grand in 6 months that I've used up. I think that would be great. And this is all just makeup. This is none of my toiletries that are being calculated into this anymore. I feel like that was one of my mistakes last years. I kind of totaled it all together, which I didn't like. By the end of the year, I wanted to know like strictly what was makeup. So I like that I've got it set up this way. I think I'm doing great. I think my collection is still larger than what I need. And I'm still going through things. I'm still kind of leaning on the fence with a couple items that I may declutter. We'll just kind of see how it goes. I'm really getting picky about what I'm buying. So I feel like I'm doing well. Is my collection anywhere near a minimalist collection? No. Do I want it to be? No. But I think I'm doing better. I've gone down 13 items, used up quite a bit. So I feel like I'm doing good. I'm good to cruise. Wish I had more progress, but I'm not unhappy with the progress that I've made. So hope you guys enjoyed me rambling about my makeup collection inventory. Give me a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye guys.